investments happening in many Cincinnati neighborhoods, and that is resulting in higher property taxes for longtime homeowners.
And that's forcing some older residents to choose right now. Do they pay for medicine and groceries or use their limited income to pay higher tax bills and stay in their homes? A property tax working group has spent more than a year now studying that very problem and is poised to determine final recommendations next month.
In this I-Team report, WCPO 9 News reporter Lucy May explains what some of those recommendations will be.
Kathy Garrison is worried.
How do you decide, do I buy my medicine? Do I go get my groceries? Do I do something different? Do I not pay gas and electric?
She and her husband have lived in Madisonville for nearly 60 years. New development happening all around them has pushed their property taxes higher and forced longtime neighbors to sell their homes when they could no longer pay the bill.
When these prices continue to climb, we can expect more and more people to lose their homes.
That's exactly what Cincinnati's property tax working group wants to prevent.
As the vice mayor, I want to see development happening, but I also care, and I know our co-chair Carol Gibbs cares, and the whole property working group. We all care about how it is done.
Vice Mayor Christopher Smitherman and Mount Auburn activist Carol Gibbs began the working group in September 2018 to tackle the problem so many Cincinnati homeowners are facing. They plan to finalize their recommendations during a meeting next month. I-Team reporter Dan Monk and I talked with them and other city leaders about which recommendations are likely to emerge. They expect some of them will revolve around the city's tax abatement policy.
How are we making sure that the tax abatements are not too lucrative so that it is undermining really what council and the mayor and the city manager are wanting to do, which is, we want to develop neighborhoods, but we also don't want to enrich developers.
Mayor John Cranley says one change could be limiting who can get tax abatements.
Can we reduce the abatements for $1 million homes? And that is the goal, and I support that as well. There are tricky questions around legally how to do that, but I think it's worth pursuing.
The group also is poised to ask the city to lobby for a change in state law to freeze tax rates for older homeowners and people with disabilities who have had their homes for years.
I support that as well.
Smitherman says overall the working group wants to make sure neighborhoods like Madisonville aren't treated the same as areas where there is already plenty of investment, like Hyde Park.
One shoe doesn't fit all. And so this approach that all 52 of our neighborhoods are all the same as it relates to the tax abatement, I think is an unfair way to approach development.
Back in Madisonville, Garrison says she thinks so too.
For me, I don't see this ending anytime soon. Whether it's fair or unfair, that's the way life is. And I really hope that we can figure this out. And how do we help those who want to stay in their home? That's important to me.
Lucy May, WCPO 9 News.
Lucy and I-Team reporter Dan Monk's discussions with city leaders about other recommendations include addressing controversial lot splits in Hyde Park and Mount Lookout. You can read much more about their story right now in the issue on WCPO.com.